You might not realize it, but fishing is more than just a hobby. For some people, it just starts casual, but then it slowly and inevitably becomes more than that. Today, we're breaking down the 8 levels of fishing addiction, from your first fish to being hooked for life. Level 1 is the rookie. This is your very first fishing trip. You don't know the difference between a bass, a bluegill, and even a minnow. You use whatever rod is given to you, and whatever fish you catch is basically a trophy. And whether it's your friends or family taking you on your first trip, you don't know what they're getting you into. Level 2 is the casual. In this stage, you go just a couple times a year, mostly when your friends or family drag you. You're really not looking forward to it a ton, and you're starting to learn a little bit. You'll learn some lure names, some fish names, some lake names. But overall, you don't really understand the strategy to catching these fish just yet. You're just along for the ride and having a good time. Level 3 is when your curiosity peaks. This is when fishing becomes more than just casting a line into the water. You might start thinking of things like, hey, I think they might be a little bit deeper today. This stage, your mind is open to figuring out what this whole fishing thing is for yourself. Stage 4 is the learner. Now you're starting to notice patterns. All your curiosity paid off and you're starting to learn things. Whether that's seasons, water temperatures, bite windows, you're starting to get a good idea of what's going to increase your chances of catching fish. You try different retrieves and change your lures a little bit, and you might still get a little frustrated when the fish don't bite. Level 5 is where things start to get a little bit out of hand here, and level 5 is the gear addict. You own more rods than friends, and most of your money is invested in lures. You buy stuff just in case, and not only do you need every type of lure, but you need every color of every type of lure and every size of every color to make sure that no matter what the situation is, you're prepared. And you might not admit it, but at this stage, you have this real nice arsenal of lures, and you're probably not even going to use 90% of those. Stage 6 is the analyst. At this stage, you might replay lost fish over and over again, and you also will adjust based on fishing conditions, and you'll give advice to people whether they want it or not. You know exactly why each fish didn't bite, even if nobody else cares. You have these little secrets to catching fish that other people would probably look at you crazy for, whether that's the phase of the moon or the spot that the sun's at or the humidity. No one would believe you, but you're convinced that these are the reasons you're catching fish. Level 7 is the fishing veteran. You absolutely can't get up early to go to work or go to school, but when that alarm rings to go fishing, you are out of bed immediately. When you find out you're going on a vacation or a business trip, you immediately search what kind of fish and where you can catch them at that place. And anytime you see a lake, pond, or river and you don't have your fishing rod with you, you'll immediately regret it and wonder what you could have been missing out on. And lastly, level 8 is the lifetime fisherman. Fishing isn't a hobby anymore at this point. It's more than that. It's a lifestyle. No matter what you catch, you're glad you tried, you're glad you got out there, and it's always worth it. And if you've made it to this point, congratulations, because you have reached the top level of fishing addiction. So let me know in the comments what stage of fishing addiction you think you're at. And I think I'm probably at level 8, because I love fishing and I am still learning some stuff, but I would definitely classify myself as level 8. So yeah, maybe we're a little addicted, but this type of addiction isn't necessarily a bad thing. There are far worse things to be addicted to than early mornings, fresh air, and hoping that the next cast will be the one.